Welcome to MagicGatheringStrat. I'm Dan. I'm about to play some Standard Pauper with Pauper to the People's Brew, but I had this interesting discussion just happen. So I'm here claiming that very few people are infinite playing limited only. Brian Wong is, and a couple of other guys, but I'm claiming now that it's half a tenth of a percent. It's 1/20th of a percent. I'm saying that 3% of players, and this is of course my own estimation, 3% of players playing constructed. And it's easy to think that you're infinite playing constructed, but if you're playing standard, you're buying new standard cards. And the only way to define if you're infinite or not is if you put money into Magic Online or not. And if you put money into Magic Online, you really have to withdraw the money as well to be truly infinite. But okay, so if you're not putting in money at all, and if you have to keep up with standard, you're probably not infinite. Some people are, surely. It's much easier with Pauper and Eternal formats. But I say maybe 3% of players that play constructed are infinite. And then maybe 60% of traders. I'm saying most traders are if they spend time on trading. As I am. I'm infinite on trading. And Saki has now committed to become infinite. And now I'm going into fill mode. So that was the parenthesis of being infinite. And one way of being infinite easily is to play Standard Pauper play run events. It's not as glamorous as anything else, of course. First we need to check the deck, but it's very easy to become infinite in Standard Pauper. And of course there's no glory at all. But consider it. What are we doing here? We are looking for the Azorius control deck. There it is. I am on Pauper to the People on July 29th, so I will be discussing this deck and I should play it more. I've been sort of skeptical to the deck all the way. I'm 1-2 with the deck. I just heard that one of the guys, one of the hosts are 18-8, Avery is 15-10. So do I have the latest list? There's Avery's list, and I was going to cut the Stitch Drakes to put in 4 Vanguards. Yes. Okay, let's do it. This is the Brew of the Month for Standard Pauper on Pauper to the People forum. paupertothepeople.proboards.com, go there. Experience the amazing people at the forum, because they are really nice. I'm also starting up a game here in the Just for Fun room, because Standard Pauper do not fire very often. So now I'm waiting for an opponent. Avery is 15-10, like I said. Mill, he has lost to Mill. He's lost to Mono Blue twice, just as I did. And Mono Blue Flyers was the deck that this deck was built to win against, and it doesn't win against Mono Blue Flyers. And I think Mono Blue Flyers is an extremely strong deck in this format. But Flickergate wins against it. So if I played a tournament today, I would be playing the Gruul aggro deck from May, which we all had good records with. Or I would be playing Flickergate. But here I am playing Azorius control. What about this? Do I keep this? I can counter something. I need to draw white. Seraph. No, I'm taking a mulligan. And this I'm keeping, even though it's not great, and this deck mulligans horribly. So let's see. Cathedral Sanctifier is a 1/1 for 1 that doesn't do anything. This makes me think he is into flickering. But even if you play flicker, you have no reason to play that guy, as he does way too little. Compare him to the Gatekeeper. But maybe there is no alternative. Of course, okay, it's a Bant gate deck. So they will have Gatekeepers too. They can even have the My god. They can even have the Centaur Healer. They will have the Centaur Healer. And this is a deck I should win against. And I need to counter his 3-drop, I think. This is the problem with counter spells. Now, if I cast the Syndic, he casts a 3-drop that I can't deal with. But now, if I don't cast the Syndic, he will just equip the Bracers and start hitting me for 3. Which I can't deal with either. Alright. Oh, he has all the colors. Except black so far. And now we will equip it and beat down, and I can't cast the Syndic before turn 4. But he doesn't beat down. Or he doesn't equip. Why is that? And what happened to my coffee? There it is! Now I'm gonna circle coffee. Sorry for that. Ah, just kidding. Okay, I'm still sticking to my counterspell fun. Because I need to counter a decisive creature as I have no way of dealing with it. And I will accept Cathedral Sanctifier doing 3 points of damage to me a turn. And I could even deal with that with Hands of Binding on a Syndic at some point in the future. Wasn't he a human? Oh, it only gets Vigilance. That's so bad. Okay, I thought it was +2/+2. Sorry, I overestimated the card. Now I'm not afraid at all of that guy. And I can soon start extorting. Which is fantastic. Except that this deck doesn't extort very well, as it needs white mana to extort, and I only have 1 white mana. Of course, yeah, Hands of Binding works. I'll let Syndic die. I'll accept his death. But I would love a white mana. Hunger of the Howl Pack. Sweet Jesus. That's bad for me. So how do I deal with this? Bounce? I still have Pacifist, right? Yes. Well... So I can cast Syndic, take 1 more damage, counter a creature still, use the Hands of Binding next turn. I think that's better than using the Hands of Binding now. Because I need to not let anybody through. He only has 3 cards in his hand. So there's a lot riding on this Syndic now. What about this guy? It's just the 1/1. I have to let him go. Taking 5. But of course now the Syndic doesn't work, as the Hands of Binding doesn't work as well, as I figured it would. Shieldmate. Hands of Binding on you. Extort. guess I want to use Cypher. And then I attack. And he probably will not block then. Or will he? Then I will get his Sanctified too. And now I can keep his Sanctified tapped. What happens now? No! That's a shame. And now I'm pretty much dead. That Hands of Binding thing was my plan. How do I deal with guys like this? I don't. Well, that works. Okay, now I'm gonna counter stuff. What the hell? Yes, negate too. Oh my god, I'll get the... Oh, he really has it all. Like 4-color good stuff. Including Caravan Vigil and Cathedral Sanctifier. Well, I will counter something if something appears, otherwise I will regrowth the... Oh, well, I'm dead. That wasn't great. There are a lot of instants here. So maybe I'll benefit from the spells. I could take out Shieldmate. What else doesn't feel too fantastic? Well, Hands of Binding. Oh. Oh, maybe I only had room for 2 dispels. Let me know how you would have sideboarded. Still don't have a sideboard plan of any kind, really. If you have a sideboard plan, I'm looking at you, Avery61, let me know if it's written down, because that would be useful in situations like this. It's especially good when doing videos, because you are like confused by everything happening around you. So that's why I'm so obsessed with written sideboard plans. And it is a very good practice to have, to think about what to sideboard before you actually play. I don't even have a file for this deck yet. Well, now I'm going to cast the Prism. It's all about the Seraph now. I didn't see anything from his deck that could deal with the Seraph, did I? Still haven't seen any black from him. I'm sure it's there. Standard Pauper Muldrifter is named Griff Vanguard. I think he is underestimated in the format. I didn't miss a land drop here, so I can fake counter spells before I cast Think Twice. Syndic. That was not what I expected. He really has everything happening. Did he change deck? Of course he did. There's a land. And I don't really have any counter spells or anything like that in my hand, so I should just cast the Great Seraph and go to town. Four color good stuff. I should be able to beat that. But I'm now arrested. Oh, Seraph of Dawn is arrested. And of course, a girl flying around like that should be arrested. Look at her, she looks really dangerous. She's breaking the knife law as well. There is such a law in Sweden. Alright, so Seraph is out. Here is Caravan Vigil. Prism, so I draw a card. I draw another card at the end of his turn, possibly. Because now I have the Seraph watching over me. And how do you deal with that, Mr. Four Color Good Stuff? I'm sure there is one little swamp in there too. Need to open a window. Right, here they come. Well, I'm not gonna do anything because I'm gonna raise him. I don't want to die to giant growth here. So I'm just gonna take it. Draw my card. Grind him out. Dispel. Definitely time for a prism. Guildgate. And the Syndic. Still having Dispel mana. Should perhaps trade Syndic to Syndic, because I need to deal with his Syndic somehow, and I can deal with anything else, and I'm the control deck, so I'm supposed to deal with the problems. So we are blocking here with the Syndic of Tides against the Syndic of Tides, dispelling giant growth, and then he might negate too, but then he's down on cards quite a bit. Hunger of the Howl Pack even. Dispel that. So they both die, unless... oh, I can't cast anything like a giant growth or something. So I have killed this extort source. That was really good. Pacifist think twice seems like an option. I want to have the Vanguard on the field, but cards are so nice too. Actually, the Vanguard puts quite a clock on him, so I'm going with the Vanguard. Getting a planes means I can think twice, because I'm not afraid of his attack yet. Could suspect him for having ghostly flickers. Skylight Legionnaire. Well, just another pacify target. You never know what to expect from Elana's deck here. It's keeping me on my toes. Oh, I forgot to use the think twice. That's really pathetic, isn't it? Syndic. Cast the Syndic. Cast the Pacifist. Stort. And hit for 5. Gain life. It feels like things are in order here. Yeah. If they use one spell to kill the Vanguards, it's absolutely okay. I've netted so much. Ooh. The plot thickens. But of course, it's just another awesome target for my pacifist. Unless he has 3 Giant Crows, but he can't cast them. So I feel pretty safe anyway. Wow, this guy's huge. Must not forget about the think twices. There are 2 of them there. I think we are in control, my dear friends. And we're not extorting, are we? No, we are not. Or are we? Ah! Okay, we are no, we're not extorting. We want to cast the Vanguard. But I have 6 mana, hello! Unforgivable, sorry for being an idiot. But then I can extort this. Haha! Okay. And I can even swing with the Syndic. And I still have 2 think twice in the graveyard. Blue-white control for the win. Well, let's cast this. extort. Is this lethal? It's 7. It's not lethal. Then I have think twice, extort 2. Which I'm going to do at the end of his turn. Doing 7 here, so it should be over here. And I think in an extort deck you have to kill with extort if you have the choice. And we are off to game 3. Did I sideboard correctly? Hands of Binding. Let's try that. I seem to have a really hard time to deal with the Seraphs. Isn't Hands of Binding just a win more card? I think the Vanguards are performing excellently compared to the Stitch Drakes. We have only 16 creatures. Stitch Drake has nothing to do in this deck. Master components, I'm not too negative to that. This deck does need card draw, but it does need cheap removal, except that there is none. He's sideboarding a lot here. How come? Well, this is not the hand I can keep. Does have to think twice, but I will just be stuck with 1 land. So I have to mulligan, and this is a keeper though. If I draw a land here, I'm really in a good spot. It will be an extort feast. But it won't, because I will need to draw a lot of land to be able to extort all these guys, so it's not that great. Drawing an island now will be the ideal draw. Here's his random piece of equipment. And now I have so much trouble. Unless I draw a land, preferably an island. And if I do, I might be better off just thinking twice and extorting in order not to miss my land development, as missing land drops is really bad for this deck. And he decided not to attack. Am I willing to trade here? I probably am, because he'll be flying in 3 damage a turn, and I won't be able to do anything about it, so let's trade. Or at least try to, because that Seraph feels very distant. Well, here we see a Gryff Vanguard from its worst side, but Stitch Drake couldn't be cast either. Possibly not before Gryff Vanguard here, even though it's so much earlier. Okay, random Yang Growth in my flesh. That's great. That's what a control deck wants to see. And why he isn't equipping that, I have no idea. I will attack. Think twice and extort. So many bad plays already. Yeah, why did you do that? That was weird. Um, but now he will get better, equip, and swing for 3. I really need to win this. I can't go back to Pauper to the People and tell them I'm 1-3 with their deck. So let's do good things like draw lands. And of course drawing lands here is the key. Not being able to deal with the Sky Knight Legionnaire with, and there's the land, and now we can deal with it. That's awesome. There's another land. So we can have a Griff Vanguard next turn. Seraph. It's great. And of course he will cast Hunger of the Howl Pack or Giant Growth. But we don't... Do we need to block? Yeah, I think we'll just take that. But Hunger of the Howl Pack puts the Sky Knight out of reach for... Maybe it has both. Hunger of the Howl Pack puts the Sky Knight out of reach for the Vanguard. So we're gonna need to draw cards here and try to get to the pacifism. That's really good that the Searing Spear hits the Syndic. That has really played out its role here. And it's not needed at all. But now I'm out of options and I need to draw the pacifism. Oh, I have the Vanguard, but that's it. And I have 5 turns to live. Verdict. I have 2 verdicts for pacifisms. And no bounds. Well, I think I'm gonna put Hands of Binding on the Vanguard next turn. Unless I can draw a pacifist. Vigilance is really helpful here. We only need 10 more extort triggers to kill him. So maybe we should prioritize playing the guards. This is unfortunate because now I can't do the Hands of Binding thing, but I have plenty of life. So I'm not afraid yet. Getting 10 extort triggers with 3 extort creatures, it shouldn't be too hard, so let's try. Especially with Hands of Binding. This got complicated now. I think I need to prioritize the extort triggers. And take another swing. Nine. So now after I cast this, I can triple extort him every turn. And then I can do it with Hands of Binding the next turn. So there is a plan. Let's hope it works. Timberland Guide. Who the hell are you? Okay. Well, oh, it puts it on the Arrestor. That's interesting. Because the Arrestor is going to be blocked by a Basilica Guard. But the Arrestor is not attacking. And I am really happy I boarded in Hands of Binding again. Because it might prove critical here. So, Hands of Binding. And then of course the number of extort triggers I need to get in is a lot less. But I should just trigger twice here, right? 2 plus 5. No, 3, and then I can cast anything next turn. But getting the Seraph into play must be better. And I should have played the Guildgate. So I'm not doing that. Yes. Okay, but now I can trigger it again. Am I still playing the Seraph? I think I am. No, I am triggering it again. Because then I can trigger off the Seraph and win next turn. Because this gets me within reach. So there we go, and we're at 11, so we are pretty safe. And Hands of Binding has worked. Thank you for watching MagicGatheringStrat. I'm Dan, and I was playing Standard Pauper. Pauper to the Peoples, Brew of the Month. Check out the link in the show notes.